Good morning, everybody. So I'm Herveline Gaborieau, and I'm working in France Énergie Marine. I'm in charge of the development, and I'm also a member of the steering committee of COMIT. So COMIT means Committee of Experts for Offshore Renewable Energy Environmental Issues. I'm going to present you what it is. So a little bit of background. So COMIT is coming from from needs that came from industrial companies, engineering firms, regional government, who needed to prioritize environmental issues for the implementation of impact studies and initial state analysis. So they also mentioned they need to save time during appeals or public inquiry phases. On the other hand, scientists who are supporting these stakeholders need to centralize the effort because they are quite a bit solicited, and they also need to capitalize. So this is why we decided at France Énergie Marine to set up the committee and as a committee of reference experts at the national level on the environmental challenges of offshore renewable energy development. So the objective is to provide the sector with scientific expertise, synthesis, recommendations for the identification of prioritized environmental issues. And the second objective is to rank the topics, the questions that have been identified by the stakeholders. So what it is, it's a tool that allows to rank the environmental issues for the offshore renewable farms at the national level and provide recommendation. It federates the stakeholders on a network of experts in marine environment. It's also independent, as we work with neutral experts on a well-balanced steering committee. It centralizes the solicitation of experts, and the target is to transfer the knowledge towards the public. How does it work? So, a little bit as similar as the group that has just been presented by Emily. On one hand, we have a steering committee who selects the problematics that are going to be addressed. In the middle, we have France Énergie Marine, who act as a coordinator and provide scientific vulgarization. And on the other hand, you have the expert committee who runs the topic and provides scientific rationale. So when coming to ranking of the problematic, we have three categories. A problematic can be ranked as no issue. It is justified by the fact that we have the scientific rationale and there is no need for further research. A problematic can also be ranked as an issue, but it is estimated that we have sufficient knowledge and we provide the scientific rationale to justify development decisions and monitoring efforts. It is then estimated there is no need for further research. And a problematic can also be ranked as an issue without the sufficient knowledge. Then that means there is a need for further research, and recommendations of an action plan is provided by the expert committee. We started with COMIT in 2018. In May, we set up the steering committee, started to discuss about the problematic, selected 3 of them, and set up the committee of experts. By the end of 2018 to mid-2019, the experts met together, first ranked the topic, developed the scientific rationale and the action plan. In the second semester of 2019, we produced the bulletin that I'm going to present you. And since the beginning of this year, we could broadcast the bulletins and the videos. During this first phase, we launched in parallel 3 committees. So the first one was related to habitats, and the target was to answer the following question. Can the offshore renewable energy structure colonization facilitate the introduction and propagation of non-indigenous species? So 6 experts met together to provide the answer to this question. The second question was related to birds. The question was what lessons can be learned about interactions between bird life and the North Seas offshore wind farms that will be relevant to France's offshore renewable project? 4 experts met together and tried to answer this question. And the third topic was about dangerous waves. The question was, can fixed offshore wind farms cause dangerous waves? 6 experts met together and provided answers to this question. So now let's come to the results of this first phase. So the first question was, does the colonization of offshore renewable energy farms facilitate the introduction and spread of non-indigenous species? It's a difficult word for me. So here you can see the bulletins that you can also download on our website, so don't hesitate. So the bulletin has different parts. So first we provide some information. You have the name of the expert, some definitions, as you can see here, with illustrations. So coming to this question, they decided to separate the question in 3 sub-questions. The first one was, can the offshore renewable farm promote the introduction and spread of non-indigenous species by creating a stepping stone? So here they estimated that there was a limited issue because there is the risk that the non-indigenous species spread through the installation of the farms in France is limited but not negligible. So they recommend a protocol to monitor the foundations so that it can be observed if there is a development of the species. The second sub-question was, can ballast water discharge near offshore wind farm promote the introduction and spread of non-indigenous species? So they estimate that here there was no issues and it can be limited by establishing simple protocols. No, excuse me, it was first case. They estimated that here there was no issue, and because of the regulation of the ballast water monitoring convention. The third sub-question was, can the storage of offshore renewable energy components in ports promote the introduction and spread of non-indigenous species? So here, they estimated it could be an issue, but again, they have the recommendation for protocols. So you can find all the information in the bulletin, the conclusion, and also the literature. So the second question was about, can fixed foundation offshore wind farm generate dangerous waves? So here the experts estimated that it was no issue, and I will let you go alone through the bulletin. The third question was related to the birds with the question, what lessons can be learned about the interaction between the bird life on the North Sea offshore wind farms that will be related to France's offshore renewable project? So 4 experts met together, but they estimate they could not conclude because the question needs more information, regarding initial state to define the monitoring. On the other hand, the collision models that are being developed, they estimated it has to be reviewed and more robust models needs to be developed. So it was difficult to propose mitigation measures on this topic. Is still a research and development problematic. So, as we concluded it was quite a success, we decided to continue with commit and launch the second phase. For the second phase, we decided to renew the steering committee, and now we have a quite large steering committee composed of design offices and clusters, you can see here, network developers, NGOs, state and institutions, regions, universities, farm developers, and France Énergie Marine. So we have 8 colleges, 19 members who have to agree on the questions that has to be answered by the group of experts. So we have just launched this second phase and agreed on 2 questions. The first one is, can we assess a gain-loss ratio of the reef effect induced by offshore wind farm on their land connection on the marine ecosystem? Quite large question. On what type of behavior resident population of marine mammal exhibit in an operational offshore wind farm? So I hope we can give you the answer by the end of this year or next year. I am through. I'm going to show you a video. So this video can also be downloaded on our website.